Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. So today you're in for a treat today. Our stream today will be a matrix hacking tool that every one of you have right now and can literally transform everything from your health to your relationships to your attraction of wealth in your life. By the end of the stream, I'll share a micro hack that takes less than a minute to implement, yet can transform your entire day. All right. So welcome to episode number 24, Hacking the Infinity Matrix, laughing at the mirror and watch the matrix transform. Okay, let me bring Ross in. And while I do, if you guys can just start to go ahead. Hey, how you doing, Demetrius? Hold on here. I just got to close that off and bring Ross in. If you all can just kind of go ahead and enter into the chat where you're listening in from.
And we're live.
Hey, how you doing, Ross? Awesome.
Welcome, everyone.
And if you are listening, coming to first time listening, go ahead and type in hashtag first time if it's your first time. If you're one of our regulars, go ahead and type in a hashtag hooked on hacking, as you know. And if you're watching this as a replay, go ahead and enter replay, hashtag replay, so that we get notified and can come in and check on your messages or your comments. Let me quickly do some logistics, get them out of the way here. And if you're not a part of our private group, you might want to head on over to join that group to get some exclusive content. It's a great community. It's it's super active. It's just an awesome group of people, right? And as a part of the group, you definitely get some exclusive content. We also have replays set up there in under the guides tab, so you can see all of the different replays that we've done, all the different episodes we've done, and kind of catch up on those. They're in order under the guides tab. You can look for them there. So you can see the address scrolling along the bottom, okay? And I'll also throw it up on the screen here in a bit. And also remember, when you do go there, if you're not already a member, you will be asked 3 simple questions to be automatically accepted into the group. If you don't answer the questions, the system will boot you out. So the 3rd question is if you want to join the VIP list. It's not mandatory, but if you do want to join the VIP list, this is for you if you want to get some extra special attention treatments like gifts and exclusive content, early notification of events, and much more that we have planned for you. Okay, so that's logistics out of the way. Again, down at the bottom, it's also on the screen here if you're not already a group member there. All right. So that out of the way, Ross has a rabbit hole topic for us to start with today. And just remember that we start off it's the new thing. We're starting off the broadcast with a short topic, idea, question, or some other bit of information that's designed to get your mind thinking, right? And perhaps even ways that you haven't thought before. All right. So we want to leave it open to that. Sometimes it's directly related to the topic. Sometimes it's maybe setting you up for something we're going to do in the future. So what's in the rabbit hole this week, Ross?
Today's rabbit hole. When it comes to disease and anxiety, is laughing the magic cure? So while magic is only something that we don't really understand yet, that's really what it is. Arthur C. Clarke, he stated best that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So my question is, isn't the human body biological technology? And to a serious degree, society has forgotten the extraordinary powers of the human condition. Instead, we fill it with an overabundance of toxins and chemicals and distractions to the point where we as a society kind of have the gall to wonder why it doesn't work efficiently. And that's really something that we're going to jump into down the road. but it's something to kind of keep you in mind. Laughter in itself, laughter's therapeutic value is like that magic trick we saw as a child. Not sure how it worked, but definitely wanted to get more of it. You know, and speaking of children, children are not taught how to laugh, but they do learn how to not laugh. So wrap your head around that. It's it kind of comes to the benefits. The benefits of laughing were mostly popularized in modern day by a writer named Norman Cousins, and he researched, he documented, and actually implemented the use of laughter and humor as his magic way to activate and accelerate his body's own healing systems to combat a life-threatening disease that he was diagnosed with. It was a disease that modern medicine just basically all gave up on. They're just like, yeah, hey, there's nothing we can do for you. You know, you're just going to, it was a horrible, horrible disease. But they just kind of said, yeah, there's nothing we can do. And he said, no, he just would not accept that. And he did it. He cured himself. It was basically what he did was he was in his hospital room. And now this was back in the 70s, early 70s. So he actually had a projector brought into his room and he watched funny movies. I mean, laugh out loud, roaring laughing. He just brought all of this humor into his hotel room. And his tests were slowly but surely getting better and better and better. And even though most of the doctors were like, you know, no, this isn't happening. This is just a coincidence. He's just like, he didn't believe in the coincidences. So the idea that laughter can be used as medicine has a long history, dating back to the medieval ages. In the early 14th century, a medieval French surgeon, Henri de Mondeville, wrote that humor, including listening to jokes and silly stories, seemed to help his patients recover. The philosopher Immanuel Kant and English Dr. William Battie, they saw laughter as a cure for illnesses. And even Sigmund Freud argued that laughter was a form of catharsis. It had a way of releasing that nervous energy. And we've talked about this before, and I'm sure everybody that's on here has heard this at one time or another, that, you know, when we start to pent things up, those blockages of our body's energy is the first place where illness will start, excuse me. So, and then you had Professor William Fry. He was a Stanford, he was a professor at Stanford, and he founded a study on laughter. He did a whole study on it, and he confirmed some of Norman Cousins' claims. He said that authentic, non-forced laughter appeared to lower blood pressure and improve overall cardiovascular function. It's there. And since then, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, more and more studies are being done because they're trying to really narrow this field down, because it still to this point, you know, there's very, very few doctors that'll go in and write you a prescription for, you know, the comedy club, even though it will probably have a lot of better intentions for you. But, you know, this wasn't intended to be a history lesson, but we wanted to give you some perspective. So since then, more and more new research has linked laughter to stronger immune systems, improved depression symptoms, reduced pain in cancer patients. That's what Norman Cousins was doing. He found that 20 minutes of intense laughter allowed him to sleep for 2 hours pain-free. And while research continues to better explain laughter's effects on and the health benefits, experts are still speculating that it works in part by relaxing muscles, enhancing circulation, and releasing endorphins into the brain. That's the painkillers. So laughter also helps people build relationships, and it's crucial just in coping with the daily stress that we go through. So we all agree that laughter is good for you, right? The physical benefits to the body are significant, right? While most people don't have a clue about these remarkable benefits from laughter, everyone will agree that they feel better when they're in this state. It simply adds joy to life, reducing the stress, it supercharges learning, and it binds your connection to others and to the world around you. And that's a whole nother rabbit hole as far as how human connection is critical for our individual survival. But do you know the true secret to laughter? The really hardcore, no holding back, in your face laughter? The real true secret? It's when you can laugh at yourself. No matter what you see in the mirror, no matter what bubbles up from within, no matter who or how many others are laughing, you still are able to control your situation by confidently laughing with them. And even better yet, throwing some more fuel on the fire. Oh, you think that's funny? You should have been here when I did this. I'm not talking about throwing up a quick facade to hide behind until nobody's looking. I'll just hide here until no one's looking, and then I'll feel sorry for myself. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that comes from deep, deep within. It's the ultimate testament to your foundational core self. And it resonates with a profound, profound confidence. It's your superpower. It really is. Because when you're in a situation like that and you walk away unscathed, it's like, you feel like a superhero. So let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed after a great time with a friend or friends, plural, you feel kind of that sense of oneness? Now, I'm not talking about with them, but rather a oneness in yourself, a centering of your spirit, a realignment that unifies your perspective on your reality with your vision of reality. You're set square in the middle of your choice convergence point. And here you have that profound sense of a balance of the internal matrix to the external matrix. You are in absolute, unadulterated communication with the essence of the universe. You found it because of the joy and laughter that was experienced between two or more individuals. Because of its pure, raw emotion. It has a genuineness that simply cannot be faked. As it's the greatest call to creation in the universe. Some of you may be familiar with a writer by the name of Jean Houston. And she said it, I have to give her the credit, obviously. But she said that laughter, the height of laughter, is where the universe is flung into a kaleidoscope of new possibilities. That's laughter. And it really is magic.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that it's a built-in mechanism. It's like, we didn't have to go anywhere to get this thing. We didn't have to do anything to have it. We didn't have to search anywhere to find it. It's built in, right? And listen, this is such a powerful program in the infinity matrix that it crosses over just about every dimension of what we call reality. Right? I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. Some of it kind of reflects what Ross is talking about, but I'm going to ask you a few questions and just answer in the comments. We'll look at them after I go through the questions. So I'm going to stop for each one because there's a delay. So I'll wait for the delay to catch up, but I'll just kind of go through the questions, and I want you to think about it. Do you find someone more attractive when they're smiling or when they're frowning and or have non-emotions on their face? Right? Which one do you find more attractive? Just from your gut, right? And this is taking it out of even the scientific realm, just from a human experience, right? And the other question is, go ahead and comment. The first one is, do you find someone more attractive when they're smiling or when they're non-emotional or frowning? Which one is more appealing to you, right? Do you think, second one is, do you think that a person who smiles or laughs a lot is generally more healthy or more sick? So the second one, if someone is smiling or laughing more, are they more likely to, in general, be more healthy or more sick?
Okay, Gary. So Laura says laughter is my favorite. And oh boy, we hit a nerve here. Okay. Somebody doesn't have a name says they're always smiling.
Nice.
Santasia smiling. For sure, smiling, laughing even. Demetrius, Demetrius, you just kind of more attractive when smiling.
All right, good.
Smiling,
so we're seeing it's clear. It's overwhelming, right? So I'll go through a couple more because I want to bring us all to a different point. So you're also saying more healthy for those. So next question is, do you think you have more energy when you're happy and smiling or when you're grumpy with your jaw clenched in anger? Which one do you think gives you more energy, life energy? Okay. So is it smiling and happy, or is it grumpy and jaw clenched, right? And again, these are obvious. We think they're obvious answers, but I want us to kind of get the conversation going to see that it's not just the science that's saying it. It's not just one person. It's overwhelming, right? With all the people that are here commenting, it's overwhelming. So what do you think? Here's another one. Do you think someone would perform better at whatever it is they're in an area? Would they perform better if they were jovial, right? Or if they were rigid, stern, and didn't joke around? They took it seriously.
Exactly.
Right? Which do you think would get better performance? The jovial, happy, go with the flow, or the rigid, stern, don't mess around and take it serious person? Right? And and then here's another one, right? And I'm just kind of tapping on some of the science that talks about this stuff, but I'm going from a human experience here and getting the feedback from you guys, right? And do you think that someone could remain in states of pain and discomfort if they were laughing out loud regularly? I mean, which one do you think is if they're feeling and focusing on the pain, or if they're focusing on something that makes them laugh, which one do you think is going to get them out of that discomfort faster? Right? And then when you see someone laughing, are you, and this is the big one, when you see someone laughing or hear someone laughing, are you more likely to smile, giggle, or laugh along, or do you get angry and irritated? Right? So are you more likely to smile, giggle, and laugh along, or do you get angry and irritated when you see or hear someone else smiling? Okay, so let's go through some of these. Okay. So you guys are blowing it up here, which is, we love it. We love it. Keep it coming. Okay, so more infinite energy when I smile, smiling and happy. Yes, smiling brings energy and superpower to make other people happy. Yes, beautiful. Smiling is happy. Smiling and happy is energizing. Yeah, awesome. So when they're feeling and laughing, good. Smiling and laughing is the best pain medicine. 100%. Okay.
Oh, so
And people are saying,
Demetrius is trying to start a song. When you're happy, clap your hands. Okay,
if you're happy and
live
come on,
stream,
everybody.
Demetrius.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Woo woo! Right.
Do what you did.
So here's the thing, right? What you're saying then is this is that natural human condition that we have. Our natural human ability to smile and laugh can make you more attractive more attractive to others, right? It can increase or improve your health and or your mind or your body, right? It can give you more energy and vitality, so you'll have more energy and vitality. It'll improve. You'll be able to perform better in just about every area of life. It helps you to reduce or eliminate pain or suffering, both mentally and physically, emotionally and physically, right? And here's the kicker. It's more contagious than any virus that could ever be found or created. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, imagine if we had a virus of laughter across the planet right now to overtake what's going on, right? I mean, really, I could go on and on, but but at the end of the day, laughter is the fundamental key to feeling good. That's the bottom line. Okay, so if we all know this, right, intellectually, right, through science, or intuitively as a human experience, the question becomes, how often do you do it? I mean, think about it. How often do you smile throughout your day? How often are you laughing to the point of giving your belly a good workout? Right? And it's like, it's that tickle when someone can tickle you and you're laughing and you're just like, it's uncontrollable. You don't always have to get to that point, but how often do you get that? As an adult, we kind of lose that experience, many of us, right? Because we get taught into, you got to be serious, you got to be. It doesn't mean you can't get things done if you're jovial and we've proven that. You all said that you would be more productive. Right? It doesn't mean you take things haphazardly. It doesn't mean you can't, be aware of certain things and concerns, but you can still do it in a light, jovial, fun, happy, exciting way. Right? And so how hard do you find ways to bring more laughter into your experiences? I mean, how much effort and energy do you put into it on a daily basis? Right? Or do you just get up and get caught up in the day-to-day? Okay, I got to get here. I got to go do this. And are you actively looking at ways to add humor and laughter and smiling into your day? Right? Now, here's the thing. What I've found over the years is that there are two concepts that you need to understand and adopt in order to lighten up and allow more laughter into your life. Okay, and whether it's laughing at yourself or laughing in general and allowing laughter in, okay, the first thing to understand and get is that as long as you allow your happiness to be dependent on something outside of you, you'll be doomed to be at the mercy of your environment and what happens around you. Right? So the shift needs to be in accepting that everything you experience happens within you. Everything. There is no exception to this, okay? Right? Everything you experience happens within you. And therefore, you always have control of what you experience. right? Now, this is important. Really get this. If you get this piece, it can shift your life in a drastic way from here on out. Okay? So, let me repeat that one more time. As long as you allow your happiness to be dependent on something outside of you, you will always be doomed to be at the mercy of the things outside of you. So the shift needs to be accepting that everything you experience happens within you, and therefore you always have control over what you experience, no matter what the circumstance or situation. We say over and over, circumstances don't matter. It's your state of being that matters. Okay? So, don't believe me? Let me prove it. Okay? So, you're all looking at the screen right now. Okay? Either on your phone, your tablet, or your computer, right? So, can you all see me? Those of you that are actually here, unless of course you're listening, listen to the audio at your desk, because I know a few people tell me they listen to while they're at work, which is awesome. I love that. You're getting paid to expand the matrix, which is great. So can you see me? Can you see the water bottle that I'm holding up? Right? Can you see both of these things? Okay. All right, so I'm going to assume, I guess, unless you're one of those ones listening to the audio at your desk, right? I'm going to assume the answer is yes, you can see me and the cup. So I want you to point at where you see me and the cup right now. Just go ahead and point. Keep pointing while I make my point for a second, okay? No pun intended there. All right, good. So I want you to actually point to where you see me and the cup. Okay, now I'm guessing that there are a bunch of people around the world right now, because as I went through all the different countries and everybody where to come, I mean, you're chiming in from all over the world. There's a bunch of people from around the world right now pointing at the screen, whatever screen that they're looking at, some sort of screen. Okay, now keep it there for a second. I want you to think, right? I asked you to point at where you see me and the cup right now. I want you to go ahead now and type in what type of screen you're pointing at in the comments. In the comments, tell me what type of screen you're pointing at. Okay, and then I'll just wait for some of that to come through. Okay, so right-hand side of the screen, Demetrius is saying. He saw the blue water bottle. Someone's pointing at an iPhone. Good. Good. They're catch cell phone. A lot of people on phones. Okay, good. All right. So let me. So while that feed is continuing to catch up, let me explain something that I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, already know. You see, when the human eye looks into the matrix, it actually takes a reading of the light bouncing off the environment, and then through a series of very complex steps, which is a whole other stream. It takes that information in, flips it, right? Then it goes through another process of reflipping it again to make meaning of it somewhere in that whole process, right? Very complex. It processes that information into your brain, where then you have the experience of sight. So guess what? You were all wrong. You actually do not see me or the cup on the screen. You actually see and experience this internally. Somewhere within that 3-pound muscle in your head, guess what? This means, it means that you cannot experience anything outside of yourself. And we've already given the acronym in previous posts, in previous streams. Spiritually evolving life force, right? Self is spiritually evolving life force. You have to take it in some way through your senses, make meaning of it, and then you experience it internally. So you don't see me here. That's an illusion. You're seeing me and hearing me in here. You're experiencing me in here for yourself. Right? Now, the cool part is that you can control that meaning. Right? You can control the meaning of anything. So now, let's go back to accepting that everything you experience happens within you, within yourself, spiritually evolving life force. And therefore, you always have control of what you experience. All right? And this is the key. It's key to choosing happiness as a theme for your life. Okay, so second concept. Second concept is to help you in the process of not taking things, especially yourself, so seriously. Because that's where we get caught up. We get, we put all these rules, these restrictions, and we get all these shoulds and these shouldn'ts and all these things that kind of get in the way, right? So here's the concept, is to realize that everything, while you experience it internally, everything is temporary, except your spiritually evolving life force, yourself. Everything is temporary. Okay? Listen, Ross, we don't claim, we don't in any way, shape, or form claim that we have it all sorted out. Okay, because we're still working on areas of growth that both of us work on, right? But I can tell you that once I truly got that being human is a temporary gig, okay? Being human is a temporary gig for my spiritually evolving life force. This experience of humanness is a temporary gig, not just for me, but for everyone. Mm-hmm. Once I got and accepted that, a whole lot of things stopped bothering me. Okay.
Little things.
I was able to lighten up and not take so many things so seriously, right? Including and especially myself. Okay? Once you start to come to grips with those two concepts, you'll be ready to allow more laughter into your version of the infinity matrix. Yes, I understand that both of those concepts could warrant their own episodes, but I felt it was important to at least dig a little hole for all of you to contemplate and to let those concepts burrow their way into your unconscious, to create an intricate root system for your spiritual evolving life force, yourself, to flower and bloom. Sorry, I almost started a hypnotic induction there. We'll do that for another time. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go through some of the comments here. Okay, we had a ton of people thought they were seeing us on the cell phone or on their phone screens.
Jim has a really interesting one. He's one of the things I love about YouTube is I can usually find things that I know will make me laugh and instantly. And if I need that laughter, if I need that laughter high, I like that. That's really good. Yeah, it's like he's getting stoned on laughter. That's awesome.
Yeah,
excellent. Why not go looking for what things to laugh about that aren't harming anyone else and laugh out loud? I mean, that is the perfect attitude to express with this, is that, if you're feeling down, here's the weird thing I've noticed, Gary, about people is that they feel down, they go listen to sad music.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it suits my mood. I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's, but then I know lots of people that they just thrive on laughter. They thrive on it. Yeah. And they're the ones that I would prefer to be around.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You
You
know,
know, and it's again both the you know, I think there could be an argument for you know, misery attracts misery too. So
Mm.
there's some of that, but it's which one do you want to experience?
You have a choice. Step into your CCP.
You know, so I think it's you know, and the YouTube thing, I mean, I've got a playlist it's a private playlist that's just humor. I just, when I
Yeah.
find something funny, it's there and I can jump back and you know, some things I like to watch are you know, there's one particular one I go back to on a regular for years now, is, and I think I've shared this one with you, Ross. It's is it oh, dang it, this is Bob Newhart show,
Oh,
where
yeah.
or is Mary Tyler Moore? I can't remember. It was Mary or Bob.
Bob Newhart.
So
Yes.
Bob Newhart show, where he's
Oh.
a therapist in an office, and someone comes in and he's got this short, quick, simple way of curing anything that someone's got, and it's just brilliant. So you know, it's Stop It Therapy, I think it's called.
Yep.
And it's brilliant. So if you guys want to YouTube Stop It Therapy and you have any problem in life, that is the absolute quintessential one-stop therapy process. It's brilliant. It was Saturday Night Live, wasn't it?
No.
It might have,
No,
or was it actually part of the
show?
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you, I'm dating myself, but I had all of his vinyl albums.
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, and him and, you know, lots of other ones, and I would just listen to him over and over. I mean, so much that my parents would buy me comedy albums for my birthday and such. It was like, this is just, you know, that and comic books. That's all he wants, you know. I'm just like, and I just, it was awesome. It was just like, yeah, I could just sit in my room and just listen to this stuff, and I was just in a good mood, and that became a habit of mine that just progressed throughout my life.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's so important. You know, you're feeling down, listen to some comedy, do what Jim does, go to YouTube, find your favorite comedian and just listen to him. So
there's so many sources out there now, right? So it's and so Michael says, I'm going to make conscious choice to focus on laughter more in my daily life.
Yes.
So you hit it on the head there, Michael. You actually, that's what the hack is all about today. So let me give you the steps of the hack, because really this can really shift and alter your life in so many ways. Okay. So here's the hack for today, the micro hack, and then we'll have the steps for the hack posted later today. So first step. Number one is to track how many times you smile or laughed in the last 24 hours. Just kind of do an assessment. Okay, where was I? You kind of do an inventory, because you can't improve something if you're not tracking it. If it's not measurable, then you don't know if you've improved. You're kind of guessing all the time. So the first thing is, let's track how many times you smiled in the last 24 hours. Okay, or if you have a hard time pulling up that memory from right now for the next 24 hours until 9:35 a.m. PST on Friday, right? That's 24 hours from now. Track and try to mentally track how many times and see if you can give yourself a number. Number one is track how many times you smiled in 24-hour time slot, right? Then after you've tracked that, make it a challenge right now to increase that by just 3. All I'm asking is just 3 in the next 24 hours. 3 more times you're adding that laughter or smiling into your day. I'm not asking for the world. You can do more if you want to, by all means. I'm not going to stop you, okay? But just 3 is all I'm asking. I want these hacks to be something you can't give me an excuse that I can't do that, okay? So 3 more times, I want you to consciously make that effort to add 3 more times where you're adding laughter or smiling into your day in the next 24 hours after you've done the tracking for your previous 24. Then I want you to do is, after you set that challenge for yourself for the following 24 hours to add those 3, track and measure again to see if you did it. So you want to track until you've increased your original number by at least 3 times. Because I get it, you guys, some people are going to get caught up in life. They're going to get, they're going to get caught up in their routines, or some people got stuff going on that they may find a difficult or challenge to. But you know what? Even if you've got crap going on in your life right now, right? You could find a way to add 3 smiles in 24 hours. Couldn't you? I think you could, right? If that's too big of a challenge, start with 1, but 3 times add it in. Then when you've increased it, then you've proven to yourself that, hey, I can do this. Then you can go to step 4 and challenge yourself daily to increase that amount until you've doubled or tripled your original number, and see how fast you can do that. Right? And for the duration of this hack, as you increase your daily amount of laughter and smiling, notice what happens in the matrix and how the matrix transforms around you. Right? Notice it. And then come back and report to us in the comments, because we love to hear what happens when you guys do these hacks. So come back and report to us, what went on for you as you start to increase this. Definitely when you've doubled it, but even if you've just done your first 24 hours, start to notice what's transforming. How are people responding to me? How am I feeling? How's the synchronicities of the world, of the matrix, starting to show up, and opportunities and abundance? How are all these different things that we talked about that help, that laughter can help with, or be a part of? How can start to notice how those things are shifting or adjusting for you? Right? And so that's step 5, is to for the duration of the day, of the increase in your laughter, notice the transformation in the matrix. And 6 is a bonus hack. Okay, as you're doing all of those, here's the number 6. See if you can do or increase that smiling or laughter in the earliest parts of the day. All right.
Set the tone, set the pace.
That's your hack for today. All right. So good. Michael's excited to try this. Awesome. Good to hear.
So one of the things I want to throw in with this too is that, you're going to be doing this at work, you're going to be doing it at home or around friends and such. There's going to be people out there. They're there, and they're going to say, why don't you take things a little bit more serious? Why don't you take your job a little bit more serious? Okay. And that's them projecting onto you, because they're here and they see you here, and they want to drag you back down to here. So when somebody says that, you're just going to say, yes, I am. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for noticing. Okay. And just go on. You don't have to give them don't turn it into a debate or anything like that. Just like, you know what? I'm just in a good mood. That's it. And thank you very much for noticing. Okay. You are your own island. So if that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. Don't get into a debate. Don't get into, well, maybe you should. And then it's going to be the back and forth. Just like, you know what? I'm just in a great mood today. Thanks for noticing.
And here's the thing, right? If you continue to be more vigilant on your smiling and your laughter, right, it's going to turn around. They're going to be, what are you laughing at? They want to know. They're curious, right? And then you can say, oh, yeah, well, here's the thing is I'm laughing because I know that everything's happening in here. So I'm seeing you acting this way, and it's kind of funny to me. So you can turn it around, right? You can turn it around so that whatever happens and whatever shows up, you always understand that everything happens in here, and everything except self, which is eternal, right? As far as we experience and understand or believe, everything is temporary, right? So taking those things into effect and applying them to this hack really makes it something that's doable, something easier, and we look forward to hearing about the transformations that have occurred in your matrix as you report them over the next 7 days.
Yeah, and give us your numbers, give us some of your stories. Like, oh, yeah, I was doing this, and all of a sudden everybody else was in the room. I walked into a room and it was, a wet blanket, and then all of a sudden it just changed. And I mean, it is, Gary, when we did the 7-day quest, we showed a video, and it was actually a scientific experiment, and it proved that smiling and laughter is absolutely contagious. And I'll find the link for that, and I'll put it down in the show notes. And but it was just like a 2-minute video, and you're just like, oh, it is. And you'll just watch it, and you'll start laughing. You can't help it.
There's so many hacks to this. I had to really kind of limit this down to this particular thing. I mean, another thing you can do is you can go to a playground. And just watch kids and see how they're just loving, enjoying life, and they're just in that contagiousness. How you can't not have a smile on your face, right? And if you're bold enough, go ahead and jump on some of the stuff in the playground and be a kid again. I mean, stretch yourselves as much as you want to stretch yourselves. But as you get better at laughing at yourself and things around you, and not in a malicious way, but in a funny, in a light, jovial way, right?
Right.
And and to do it in that way, the better you get at it, the more you're willing to stretch out the beyond the norm of what you should or shouldn't be doing and what the rules say and all that kind of stuff. And then you can really start to play with the matrix and hack it quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's our stream for today. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around and being here. I hope you really enjoyed it. We'll see you again next Thursday, and have yourselves a wonderful, joyful, hilarious week, or strong, as I like to say, and which is another hack I'm teasing there. So we'll see you in 7 days. Be well, everyone. And
have a great one. Thank you.
Friday we will be, because just a quick note, those of you still here, the Fridays we are actually going to have to stop doing the watch parties on the group, because Facebook is actually removing watch party from the options in a couple weeks. So we're looking at another option for something to do for you guys as an additional thing on Fridays for the group members.
Yep.
As a special thing. So we're looking at how we can do that and facilitate that. So stay tuned. But tomorrow we will be doing a watch party while we're here anyways, and keeping that on the group. Again, the link is on the bottom. If you aren't there, go ahead, sign up and answer the questions to get on the VIP if you want to. And then we'll see you then. Thank you all. Love you all. Great comments today. Thanks for participating. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.